What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brand new episode for everybody. Episode 110. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Man, I was doing great, man. It was a little shaky, Didn't hit on some parlays, but I did win in fantasy football. Had a nail biter in hockey. Lost by a few points, but we're gonna bounce back this week. How's everything on your end?
Doing all right. In our fantasy league, lost to Tom, but the Breece Hall injury kind of hurt, Still like my team though. Still looking good. Sitting at the top of the ivory tower right now. But that can all change quickly, as we know.
Hey, you got to enjoy while it lasts, man.
Oh yeah.
Because when Tom was up there last year, he was like 4-0, whatever, 5-0, then he just lost every game after.
It happens, and it can go south quick.
He was so quiet after the losing streak. I mean, man, let's get right into it, man. I know you're a little hurt, man, about your Jets, man. You guys lost Breece Hall for the season, as well as what's the name, the tackle?
Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, but he's like y'all be moving him around, the tackle, guard.
Oh yeah.
So how you feeling about your team, man? I mean, you guys did pick up what's the name, James Robinson. Mm-hmm. So that gives you somebody to go to in the run game. How you feeling about your team, man? You're still in a good spot though.
Yeah, still in a good spot. Obviously disappointed with the two injuries. Breece Hall was obviously up and coming, already kind of turning himself into a top 10 back early on here.
Rookie of the year, man.
Even with the limited touches he was getting, he was making them work. You saw the 60-yard touchdown on Sunday. Just got crazy speed and crazy vision. So that one hurts. The play was kind of a non, just a standard 2 or 3 yard run, and unfortunately just got his knee hung up in the wrong spot. So. Yep. Disappointing. I don't think it's the end of the world. Obviously, with James Robinson coming in, I think the AVT loss is a little bigger for the Jets because they're already having protection issues with Wilson, and their line is pretty beat up. So that one hurts a little bit more. But just gonna have to game plan. I mean, injuries happen. We all know it in the NFL. So, like I said, disappointed, but still hopeful.
Do you guys think you make a move for one of these tackles on the market?
I don't know. They did the Dwayne Brown move in the offseason. He's been okay, I think. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. I just don't know the market on the O-line that well.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them mention a few guys. I think they said that one of the Patriots tackles. What's his name?
Isaiah Wynn.
Yeah, him.
Oh yeah, I want nothing to do with that guy.
Oh, he's terrible. He's that bad.
Oh, he's bad.
Oh damn. And then I think there was another tackle. I'm trying to see who it was that they mentioned. I think everybody else was like other positions besides Wynn. Yeah, that was the only one that was out. That was floating around out there. That might be on the market. So I don't know. Maybe he's a free agent out there, free agent tackle. You guys can get somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I'll trust in Joe Douglas to do his due diligence and see what's out there, but I wouldn't expect a ton on that.
Yeah, but I think some kind of help would help just until guys come back fully healthy.
For sure.
I mean, Eric Fisher's out there, Darrell Williams, not many.
No.
Eric Flowers, was he? That was the guy from Alabama, right? Eric Flowers.
I think so.
He was terrible. I hated that guy. But yeah, man. I mean, you guys are still in a good spot, sitting at second in the division now. So just got to keep pace and stay ahead of the Dolphins, and then stay ahead of some of these teams. You guys be right in the playoffs, man. Yeah.
I mean, they're, like I said, they're in a good spot. It's just a couple of big injuries. They've been pretty good on the injury front for the most part. They've been able to fill holes where they were injured. It was just this one stung a little bit.
Yeah, I was a little sad that Breece went down, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
One of my favorite guys that came out of the draft, besides him and Sauce. So And then this week that passed, I mean, we had some other interesting games. We had the Saints and the Cardinals. Your boy Hopkins comes back. Doesn't look like he missed a beat. Had over 100 yards. The Cardinals a little slow at first, but then they got some things going and were able to put up some points against the Saints. The Saints need to stop playing and get a quarterback, man. They got too much potential over there that they're just wasting.
Yeah, I don't really know why they're keeping Winston out. I know he's not like the best quarterback, but he's got to be better than Andy Dalton.
Yeah, man, and Hill, man. I don't know, man. They got to do something, man. They got too much talent on that offense. I mean, Olave, he's up there for one of the rookies of the year. And then, Michael Thomas, if he can stay healthy. Then you got Alvin Kamara in the backfield. Just so many things they can do on offense. And their defense is not bad. So,
no.
They just got their quarterback issue is holding them back.
Yeah, I don't really know why. And is he that bad, Winston, that they're like, let's keep him out? I think it's strange.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But, we can't. As bad as we think he can be, he could be that bad because they're seeing him every day in practice. So, And then we had the Browns and the Ravens. Ravens sneaked this one off, but they're struggling, man. It's going to be interesting to see if they can put it together and make a nice little run.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think even though they won that game, it was a little dicey down the end. Although probably good for their morale that they held on to that fourth quarter lead for the first time in a little while.
Oh yeah, it was about time because they've been giving it away, couldn't put teams away. So looking forward to seeing how things shake out. I mean, they're gonna have I think they play the Bengals this week, right? Or no, they play the Bucks. The Bucks this week. So that should be another interesting game too. So
yeah, you get the Bucks kind of reeling too. So we'll have to see how those teams kind of play out here.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then we had the Giants, man. They hold off the Jaguars, moved to 6-1. Got a little shaky towards the end, but they stopped the Jaguars on the goal line. I mean, great coaching job, and there's nothing we can say about the coaching that they're doing right now. They're just doing a great job putting Danny Dimes in some good spots, even though they're just running. They're pretty much running the ball as they should. With Saquon back there, one of the best backs in the league, trying not to put too much pressure on Danny Dimes as far as making him the decision maker on offense. And then I'm just looking forward to seeing if even if they just finish out at 500 for the rest of the season, they'll be looking at like an 11-win season, which would be great. So they can definitely get in the playoffs. But I do think they need to make a move to get a receiver before this November 1st deadline.
I was going to say, how are you feeling in general on your Giants there?
I'm unexpectedly surprised, but I'm also realistic. I wouldn't be surprised if they did lose a few games in a row because they do have a tougher part of their schedule coming up. We got the Eagles coming in a few weeks. They're going to have the Cowboys again. And then, this week not going to be that bad because they got the Seahawks. But the Seahawks not a team you can sleep on. But that's what I say, you definitely got to show up to those games. But I think we also, the receiver thing scares me the most because if it comes to a game where it's a shootout, we don't have guys, as much as we want to run the ball, we're going to need some guys to get open. So, because as the season gets longer and longer, that's when the defenses start to get more in shape. So,
yeah, no, you're dead on there.
Then we had the Seahawks and the Chargers. The Seahawks light up the Chargers. I don't know. I think this Charger team's going to need a new coach, man. Something. They got to change up that defense. They're going to need to do something, man. Get some bigger running backs or receivers. It looks like they're going to be wasting the quarterbacks' years over there if they don't get it together.
Yeah, they're a bit of a mess right now. I can't tell if it's the injuries, the coaching, combination of the two, or what's going on there. I know their line is really beat up, and obviously the receivers are hurting a little bit, but they haven't looked great.
Yeah, they can't stop a nosebleed, man. It just puts them in bad positions. Even though they got some weapons on offense, it just seems like they gas out after a few quarters and they don't put up enough points. So
yeah, yep.
Then we had the Chiefs and the 49ers. I thought it was going to be a much closer game, but the 49ers light up that 49er defense, one of the best defense in the league, which was surprising because Buffalo was not the second defense in the league, and they struggled against them. So I also think the Chiefs are going to make a move as well to get another receiver or another weapon. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this team.
Yeah, you've heard rumors of them looking at Odell or someone like that. Yeah, I think that the Chiefs Patty Mahomes is playing well. He said the 49ers, tough defense. No, they're a little beat up as well, but yeah, he made it look pretty easy against them.
Yeah, I mean, he was throwing the receivers. Boy, Juju Smith woke up out of nowhere. Was getting open. And that's the thing. The main thing, like we keep saying, is the Chiefs' defense. Is can they make some stops when they go against those high-powered offenses? 49ers not the best offense. I mean, even though they got McCaffrey, they didn't really use them much. But I'm sure in the weeks to come, they're definitely going to be using them more. It's going to be interesting to see how they incorporate him in the offense. But I mean, I'm sure they are, because their head coach is an offensive guru. So
yep,
and they love to run the ball. So
they do.
Then we had the Steelers and the Dolphins. Tua comes back and holds off. Close game. Steelers could have probably could have won, but I mean, they had too many turnovers. And then Tua did take a nice little hit, but he wasn't shaky. So I was like little cringy there.
Yeah, I thought I thought he played well in the first half. I thought Tua played well in the first half, and the second half a little bit of struggle. But yeah, I think that, I don't know. It's back to that kind of like that moral dilemma. Like, should he even be playing right now, kind of thing, And he was still running around. He wasn't sliding, and I don't know. I guess ultimately, if you're gonna play the game, you don't want to change the way that you play. But man, I'd be a little more conservative if I were him.
Yeah, he's living on the edge, man. So I mean, that's the gift and the curse when somebody's like willing to lay it out there all in the field and not worry about injury. But the fact is, if you get injured, that's the curse part about it. So. And then outside of that, wasn't too much else. I mean, there was the Bears and the Patriots. A little let down by the Patriots because they let the Bears run wild on them. Mm-hmm. But I thought Bill was going to be better than that because we need a better draft pick because we got that Bears pick, Bill. What you doing, man?
Yeah, they put a hurting on him. I will say though that the moment there when Zappy got in there and the crowd was going wild, it was pretty crazy. That for those first 2 touchdown drives, they took the lead within 7 plays of Zappy getting into the game. After the whole week of going Zappy versus Mac, that was something.
Yep. Then it was all downhill.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens come next week with this quarterback controversy. If they go back to Mac or they stay with Zappy, or if they
It looks like they said today they're going to stay with Mac. They're going to go with Mac. My guess is they got to be honest, they have to kind of ride it out with him, I think. Otherwise it's a waste, right? Like, you might as well trade the guy or if you bench him again, you're killing his confidence. He doesn't trust you. You don't trust him. It basically ends that relationship.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they got offensive coordinators who haven't really done anything as far as teaching offense. We've seen some of their past jobs on the Giants and some other places. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the route they stay with as far as coaching, and then if they look to move on from in the offseason. So.
Yeah, I think they still have him under team control. I think he's in his second year, so they essentially got 2 more years. They don't have to make any after this. They don't have to make any rash decisions. Zappy I think has that 4-year rookie contract too, so you don't have to go too crazy. But I would think Bill knows kind of where Mac is and can assess that pretty quickly. So I think that you let him finish out the year. If nothing jumps out at you, I could see him definitely trying to make a move. But like I said, there's no rush, no pressure to do so. You have another couple of years with him.
Yeah, but what if another team comes calling and
right?
The Patriots love their draft pick, so.
Yeah, I think I don't think that they're going to give up. Based on what we've seen so far, they're not going to give up Mac for anything less than whatever they deem him to be worth, and I don't think people are going to pay over the top for him.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you think they'll trade him if a team called for an offer the 2nd round pick? You think they would give it up
for a 2nd round pick?
Yeah,
if they believe in Zappy, maybe. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, man. Because there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback, man. And
the last quarterback controversy in New England, it settled itself pretty easily. That basically went from Bledsoe to Brady. Bledsoe was hurt, so he didn't have a chance to come back in. And then by the time Bledsoe was healthy, no one wanted him in. So Yeah, I think that we just gotta see how Mac does. Let him play out the year, and then go from there.
Fingers crossed, man.
Yeah,
but definitely going to keep an eye out for how this soap opera plays out.
Yeah, you don't see this in obviously haven't seen this in New England in 20 years, so this is something new. Some the rest of us have been dealing with for a long time.
Oh yeah. Be interested to see if Bill walks too at the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he still likes it, and you never know. Obviously, the guy's 70 years old, but I think that he'll probably want to leave them with a quarterback that he believes in. So some of the rumors that are flying around is that Patricia is really a big zappy guy, and Bill wants to stick with Mac. But I think Bill has put, for whatever reason, a lot of faith and trust into Patricia. So I think that's where the kind of the struggle is.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. So he did to the Giants, man.
Oh, you mean the Lions?
Oh yeah.
Not Joe Judge.
Judge, I'm thinking. Yeah, Judge on that damn team too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how, but anyways. And then we got Week 8 coming up. We mentioned before we got the Ravens versus the Bucks. That's gonna be an interesting game. I feel like that's a must-win game from the Bucks because they need to get something going, man. They got a lot of injuries. They got guys coming back offensively, but they're struggling on offense.
Oh yeah, you saw it. Against the Panthers last weekend, they only mustered 3 points. Again, the Panthers defense we've talked about is pretty good, but you got to do better than that against the Panthers team that is in disarray and a total disaster. And they handled it pretty easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I wouldn't mind taking DJ Moore off your hands, man, to the Giants.
I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't mind taking DJ Moore off their hands.
I mean, but I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to give up too much to get him, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, big guy. There's nothing much you can really say that he doesn't do as well, and he's young, so
yeah,
I think that would be a nice addition for the Giants. And then after that, you got to try to go get Odell too. So
yeah, Odell's still hanging out there.
Yeah, if I was the Giants, I almost say throw the book at him, but I give him a nice, considerable contract to come back. And then we got the Cardinals and the Vikings. That should be a game. Two high-power offenses going at it, even though we still don't trust the Cardinals offense yet. But, now that Hopkins is back, going to give Murray a number one target to throw to. Man, like I said, he didn't miss the beat, man. He was out there looking like Diggs, man. Just, I don't know how people giving him space to get open, just catching everything. But definitely looking forward to seeing this game because he got two top wide receivers going at it. I mean, one's a little older in Hopkins, and then we got the young buck Jefferson. But I'm looking forward to see how they go at each other. Not even though they're not really going at each other, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
How the offensive coordinators are going to scheme up some stuff to. Yeah, they both want
their guy to be to be the guy for the weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah, and neither team really plays great defense in my mind. So I think this could be kind of like that Thursday night game last week. Could be a bit of a shootout here.
Yeah, those are always good games though. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially for my fantasy because I got Hopkins. So.
I got Jefferson.
Yeah, see, works out. And then we mentioned before we got the Giants and the Seahawks. That's gonna be an interesting game. Hopefully the Giants could pull that out. We're gonna see if Seattle's crowd, the 12th man, could make a big difference. But hopefully the Giants stick to the game plan. They run the ball. Don't put the ball in Danny's hands too much for him to throw too many passes because guys are dropping balls like crazy, man. That's the thing. If guys are catching the ball, I would be fine with it. But you got a bunch of guys that keep dropping the ball, and when they don't catch the ball, that's when things get iffy. When the ball's popped up in the air, people bouncing off of people. Now somebody picks it off as an interception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stuff is painful.
But like I said, the Seahawks, the team can't sleep on right now. They're 4-3. People probably didn't think they were winning this many games. Yeah,
I think their over/under in Vegas was 5.5, so they should hit that. But yeah, I think that they're overperforming right, overachieving right now. Petey's got them playing well. Obviously, the addition of Kenny Walker III in there is giving them a little bit of a jolt. Gino's been playing good football. DK's banged up this weekend, so you may get a pass on that one. But yeah, I think these are two teams that are playing better than expected.
Yeah, so I mean, looking forward to seeing it.
Never easy to go out west, though. Never easy to go out west.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You got to go out all the way west. I mean, the flight's gonna have you lagging, and then the fact that the it's hard to hear even plays in there without our crowd. So
yep.
Then we got the 49ers and the Rams. Not gonna lie, probably gonna skip that game too because we saw what the 49ers did with the Rams last time. Just ran all over them. And when they play, it's not really like I want to say like a explosive game or like a game worth watching.
No.
Despite the teams that are playing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like a mucky type game
Yeah.
where they're
it's low scoring.
Low scoring. It's in the trenches. It could be a turnover, a lot of punts. But what is it? Is it 7 in a row that Shanahan's beat McVay? 8 in a row, something like that.
Well, during the season, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Rams got the last win in the playoffs, so definitely a game I'll probably pass over though. Then we got the Commanders and the Colts. Colts are demoting your boy Ryan. Another team that has a lot of potential, a lot of some good offensive weapons, but they can't get right with the quarterback, man. Yeah,
it's so I guess I wasn't overly shocked, but a little bit shocked that they're going to Sam Ehlinger. Ehlinger doesn't really have any experience of them backing up, but Matt Ryan looks like a shell of a quarterback right now. So I'm not, like I said, not overly surprised they made the move. And Frank Reich is honestly, he's probably coaching for his job right now. So he's doing everything he can, and he sees Ehlinger as his best shot to keep his job. So I think they probably need to finish 9-7-1 or something for him to stay. But it's a ballsy move for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. You can't really blame him. I mean, he hasn't had a quarterback.
No.
Pretty much a quarterback every year. And then they were 10-6 last year, but missed the playoffs. I mean, they got to find a quarterback, man, ASAP. Then we got the Packers and the Bills. That should be a good game. Probably gonna be a blowout, but I'm gonna be honest. The Bills are on another level right now, offensively and defensively. Packers are struggling, but I wouldn't put it past Aaron Rodgers to draw up some magic and get some things on against them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Bills had coming off a bye. Green Bay's kind of flailing again, so I could see this being a Buffalo blowout.
But that's something you never know, man, because I feel like this is one of those trap games, and all of a sudden,
you're right.
The receivers start catching balls, and all of a sudden, people start talking about the Packers are back and all this stuff. But we're definitely looking forward to see. We'll know by the first quarter, halftime, what kind of game it's going to be. So, and then we got the Browns and the Bengals. That should be a decent game, in division game. Looks like the Bengals are starting to put things together. Browns looks pretty much about even, man. The Browns are not a bad team, but they need their quarterback. But he's not coming till next year, so.
You missed the big game of the week, Rich.
Oh, which game was that?
Jets Patriots.
Oh, my bad. Oh, we got the game of the week. We got the Jets versus Patriots.
The game of the week for some. We'll say that. I think the state of Pennsylvania would differ in belief with Pittsburgh going into Philly, but yeah, the New England's coming into New York, like we talked about earlier, with a little bit of a quarterback controversy. It looks like Mac Jones is going to be the guy this weekend. I don't remember the last time that the Jets had a better record than the Patriots when they were going into a game. So this is definitely something new. But I think it's a good shot for the Jets to kind of
I feel like the last time was when you guys had Rex Ryan as a coach.
Yeah, but the Patriots were still won the division that year.
Oh, they did, damn.
Yeah, they were still better than the Jets. I think they had the same record going into that. There was like a big Monday night game one year. They were both like 9-2, I think.
Damn, it's been that long, damn.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time. Probably 2002.
Thank Tom Brady for that.
No kidding.
But yeah, man, definitely looking forward to this game as well.
Yeah.
I think this is a must win for you guys because, like I said, you guys got to keep pace. You guys got to rack up as many wins as possible in that win column.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because, like we mentioned before, you got the Bills in the division. So if they win the division, let's say by default, then you're looking at a wild card spot. So, but that's it. If you can stay as close to them as possible and they can mess up some games, you never know.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, right? You can just play the schedule in front of you. But if you get a couple wins in here inside the division is always good. You try to. I would say you try to shoot for at least this division being as tough as it is. Try to shoot somewhere around 500. If you can go 3-3 in the division, I think that's a win.
Oh yeah, but that's it. Even if you go What are you guys now? What, 5-2?
6-2.
6-2. Yeah.
What are we in week 8? It's 5-2.
Yeah, 5-2, right? So let's say you went 500 the rest of the season, you're still looking at another 5-6 wins. So you're what?
Yeah.
10-6, 10-7.
Yep.
So or 11. So because they got I forgot the extra game this year. So I mean that's a great spot to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, on the schedule still you have two against the Patriots and 2 against the Bills. So can't be written off there. But the rest of the schedule isn't too bad.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. You have to just play the games that you're on the schedule. If you can sneak a win here and there against the Bills, that would definitely be helpful.
Yep.
And then on to the NBA. I mean, season just kicking off pretty much. I mean, Lakers can't win a game for their life. I mean, looks like Westbrook is out tonight. They're claiming a hamstring. So maybe that's the signs of them trying to send him off somewhere. We heard some teams that might be looking to, trade him to is Indiana, and I forget the other one what they talked about. But Lakers gonna need a lot of help, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think we talked about this preseason, but if LeBron and Anthony Davis weren't playing 40 minutes a game and playing at the top of their abilities, that this Lakers team is going to struggle. They just have no depth, and even their top end talent, I think, is. I'm never going to doubt LeBron, but just looks a little flat early on.
Oh yeah, I mean, you kind of feel bad for him, but I mean, he had an option to leave, but I mean, it's not much they could do over there with those bad contracts and the roster they have. So,
yep.
But it's gonna be interesting to see if they can turn it around.
Yeah, no, it will be. You're right.
It'll be like the miracle on ice.
I don't see it happening. I don't see the path to get there.
Yeah, that's what I said. But that's the thing. If you never know if they send Westbrook off and they get 2 guys, and then all of a sudden, there's another big signing, or a buyout or something, and somebody hits the market. I mean, they could be right back in it. But when I mean right back in, I mean in the playoff hunt, because the West is loaded. So then we got the Jazz at 3-1. I know Danny Ainge is like, what the hell is going on? I need to trade some more people away.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting this. That's for sure. He was looking to get some high draft picks.
Yeah, I heard they were also in the market for Westbrook, but they're just trying to get the Lakers unprotected picks, and then they said they'll probably buy out Westbrook's contract. So
yeah, I going back to Westbrook, I just don't see anyone like. Why would you want the guy in your team? He's not the same guy he was. Not that I always thought he was a good basketball player. I just never thought he was like good on a team, if that makes sense. Like he get his numbers and he'll make some, obviously make some big plays, but I just never felt like he was like, the guy you need on your team.
Yeah, but you think about it, if you're like a small market team, if you could sign Westbrook for maybe league minimum exception $5 million, now you're filling up some seats. I mean, that the rate and return on that investment is a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
And then, Portland's 4-0. That was a surprising one. But, they got Damian Lillard. They got some good leadership over there. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep pace as people start getting in shape and start getting in basketball shape.
Yeah, I think after game 1, people thought Dame was done, and he ain't having that. He's got the Blazers off to a 4-0 start. But I thought it was pretty funny. Like, I think that it was like he was trending on Twitter because they're like, oh, he's old, he's washed up, and then he came out and fired 40-something points the next game. So and he's played well the past couple of games. So I think that we can put that to bed for right now at least.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised that he still wants to play there. But hey, somehow he thinks they're going to win a championship or put something together for them to be in the hunt for a championship. But you can't. He's got a lot of balls, man. I say that.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Then the Pelicans are 3-1. Zion got hurt the other day, a little hip injury, but that's another team that's up there too. That's I'm expecting to make a huge jump from last year to this year. So.
Yeah, I think you showed it last night that without BI and Zion, they're able to beat I would think a pretty good Dallas team. I wouldn't say they're awesome, but they got Luka and they got a pretty good supporting cast around there, and the Pelicans were able to come back and beat them again with CJ McCollum not really playing that great. So Yeah, I think they got a solid team there, a lot better than I had thought for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. But this is when the can the youngins put together some stuff and gain that experience. So I mean, they got some experience by trying to getting into playoffs last year. So let's see if that translate this year, and they can get back in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Brooklyn and Philly both struggling. Not too much there, but how you feel about your Celtics, man? You guys are looking good.
Pretty good, yeah. I mean, bad loss on Monday. They were up 19 early on and kind of let that wither away. But pretty good. The only thing I'm concerned about with the Celtics, I think that they'll get the scoring, not an issue. I think their defense has been a little shaky early on. They're giving up like 115 points a game. Not worse than the league, but not. I think they kind of prided themselves on defense towards the second half of last year, which propelled them into the spot that they got to. So I think that they need to. Again, it's early on, so I'm not overly worried yet, but I think it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, man. It looks like you guys still got your coach coaching, man. Despite he's not there, but
yeah, I thought that was weird. They had Brad Stevens on the other day, and he's basically like, "Oh yeah, they can still talk to Ime." And so Ime is still like there, but he's just not on the bench, or I don't know. It seems weird, but it does sound like I think if Missoula has a good or a decent year, that they'll hire him and let Ime go. It doesn't look good for Ime coming back.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, he'll be free to go. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of teams that will be looking for a head coach.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out as well. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing how the East plays out because we got a lot of good teams just like in the West. So
yeah, the parity is definitely there in the NBA right now. I feel like there's probably 10 or 11 teams that could win a championship.
Yep, it's all going to come down to who can stay healthy and who gets hot, and then who can keep that chemistry going.
Yep, absolutely.
And then on to the MLB. I mean, our nightmare happened, man. Just damn Astros.
Yeah,
they got us. They got us, man. Pull out the brooms on us.
Yeah, you could feel it coming, man. It just didn't. It never felt. I think even in the Cleveland series, it didn't feel like this team was built to take on the Astros. I think that with the injuries to LeMahieu and then to their bullpen, they didn't hit the ball for one. I thought the starting pitching was good enough to win a couple of games, but they didn't hit the ball, and then when it got to late innings, they faltered, and then that was kind of the worry going in, and it happened. So wasn't overly surprised by the outcome, but it is what it is. You got some bad timing on injuries, and now you got a lot of questions going into the off season here.
Oh yeah, pretty much. If Judge will stay or not, and then what's the price? Because there's gonna be a lot of teams trying to get him. I mean, you got to be crazy not to even offer something if you're any team. So
yeah, I mean, you heard the Giants. They're not going to be outbid. So it's it's going to come down to where he wants to play. I think that the money will be there no matter what. I don't think the Yankees are going to go out of this world to pay him either. And I at some point you gotta draw your line, right? Like how high are we willing to go?
Yeah, I don't think the Yankees will, but I think there's a team out there that will.
Yeah, so I think it just boils down to where do you want to be? Do you want to be in New York? My guess is the Yankees will offer him the top three out of the free agents, and then they'll offer him the captain position and say, hey, we want you to be our guy for the next 10 years. However long it takes for you to retire, we want you to be here, but we're not gonna blow $600 million to keep you here this long, right? Like it's just not, it doesn't make sense. So I think that they're gonna give him the line and say, look, this is what we'll do, and if it's about the money, then see you later.
Yeah, but he might take offense to that.
No, I don't think they'll say it. I don't think they'll say it that way.
Yeah, but even if he sees they're only offering a certain amount and another team is offering a different amount, so.
Well, my guess is they'll figure out they'll have him tell them what what the other teams are offering, and they're going to be competitive. The money's not the issue. I think they've been burned by these big long contracts in the past, A-Rod, and so I just think they're a little smarter about it now. And maybe it's a shorter deal year wise, but more money. Maybe it's like a 6-year at $40 million a year, 40 something like that. You know what I mean?
You think he goes over 3 or under 3?
I don't know. He's how old is he? He's 30, right?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be right around 3. That's what I'm saying. I would go if I'm the Yankees. I'd probably go 7 years, even maybe go 8 years. Go 8 years, $300 million, something like that.
What's if not the Yankees? What team you think he'll go to?
Giants probably. He's from the Bay Area. They're going to offer him the most money. I think that's.
Who's the Padres' right fielder?
Soto.
Soto. Can Soto play left?
I don't know. I'm sure he can.
That'll be a crazy big 4.
Oh my god. Yeah, he can play. He can play left. Yeah, if they had Soto, Tatis, Machado, and Judge.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy ass lineup, man. But I mean, they're gonna be in that division with the Dodgers, but it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like he may want to get away from the damn Astros. So
yeah,
he might want to go somewhere where they can win. So maybe he feels like they're not in the position to win even after whoever they decide to bring back next year. But it's definitely going to be one of the things worth watching out for since we're in the off season now. So
yep.
Then we got the Astros versus the Phillies in the World Series. Who do you like in this one, man?
Man, I think it should be a pretty good series. I think that both teams are playing well right now. Hot, obviously. Bryce Harper is scorching. The back end of that lineup has been good. The starting pitching has been good. But I mean, the Astros, I think they have Bregman, Gurriel, and Jordan have been great. And again, their pitching is tough. I think this is going to be a low scoring games, and it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series. But I'd probably go with the Astros just out of experience.
Yeah, I would too, but I hate the damn Astros, so I'm gonna go with the Phillies, man. I think this gives MLB a star to highlight because Bryce Harper is one of the faces that MLB should be putting out there as far as their star power. So I think if he wins, that looks good on them. So he gives somebody to say, hey, this is the face of baseball. He's a champion. And so forth. Not to say that the Astros don't have that, but they're more of a team rather than like the one star player. Even though the star player is a pitcher, but as far as like hitting, because that's the thing that sells for baseball is those home runs.
Yeah.
But then I also don't want the Phillies to win because all these Philly fans are gonna be talking smack. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. Things are going too well in Philly right now. The Eagles are 6-0 or 5-0, and the Phillies are in the World Series. It's a good thing the good thing the 76ers are off to a bad start. Otherwise, the world might be coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, New York's been having some good luck. I mean, the Giants were good, Jets have been good, Yankees were being good, but they lost in the playoffs. Rangers got a good team this year. Knicks are okay, so
yeah.
But definitely looking forward to seeing how things play out. So,
yeah, for sure.
And then I think that's it for sports. I don't know if we got anything else.
No.
And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so tonight we did an enchilada skillet. I think I've done something similar. I think we did a bake before, but this is a meal that really is really easy to cook. It takes probably 10 or 12 minutes to make. Pretty simple. So what I did is either can get like one of the rotisserie chickens, or they actually have which is nice. They already have like the chicken pulled out of the rotisserie in like a little container at the local store, so it's already shredded and everything, which is nice. So I just grabbed a thing of that, some enchilada sauce, a red enchilada sauce. Get those in the pan together just in a skillet. Stir them up, get them nice and warm, and then I added some diced green pepper, and then some green chilies, the diced green chilies.
Okay.
Put those in, mix them up together in that mix, and then added half a cup of sour cream and 6 corn tortillas that we cut up into like tortilla strips. Put that all in, mix that all together, get it nice and warm, and then threw some cheese, layered some cheese on top, some cheddar cheese all around on top, and gave that about a minute before it kind of melted down, and then took it off the heat. And basically just like, scoop a couple scoops into a bowl, and topped it with a little bit of cilantro, hot sauce, and some avocado.
Oh man, that sounds great. I feel like that's gonna go. I feel like that as soon as you finished it, it went so fast.
What's that?
I feel like as soon as you made that and you put that plate on the table, it was like gone within an hour.
Yeah, that kind of food. That food just like you can just eat a ton of it. It goes down easy.
Yeah,
we did save some though. Save some for tomorrow. Leftover lunches.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the way to go. I mean, you can't go wrong with like that type of I want to say it's like Mexican, but like that type of style of food.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to make, easy to eat. Heats up well. It's a good weeknight meal for sure.
And then what'd you guys drink that down with?
All right, I'm trying to find the name of this beer. So we went to a new brewery. It's called Fonta Flora. I think they're out of Morganton, North Carolina. Not exactly sure where that is, but anyways, their specialties really been like the Pilsner styles, and also they do a lot of sour beers and like aged, this wild aged beers and things. And they're really good. They do a lot of bottled beer, which is cool. A lot of these, bottles that have been sitting for years. It's a neat little place. But they put a little tap room in Uptown in Charlotte, and it's in this little food hall. It's almost like a Quincy Market, Faneuil Hall type. So they have like a bunch of food vendors inside, and then the brewery or the tap room kind of sits on the outside. So we sat outside and then grabbed some beer to go. Oh yeah, here it is. So it's called I'll Be. So it's a pale ale. Comes in at 5.2%, but it's a hazy type pale ale, and it's got 2 of my favorite hops in it, Citra and Galaxy. It also has Mosaic. Not the hugest fan, but don't really mind it. And yeah, it's just like a New England pale ale, and I thought they did a really good job with it. It was tasty. It was still, for being a hazy pale ale, I still felt like it was pretty light. Had a lot of flavor, and again, it was 5.2%. So you can have a couple of them and still drive back home. But yeah, I thought they did a good job. It was fruity. It was good. It was really had like a full body taste to it. So I'd probably give it like a 7.9.
Oh, I thought it was gonna hit the 8 or the 8 scale, man.
I wasn't there on the 8. It had a little bit of an aftertaste that I didn't love, but it wasn't a deal breaker. But that for me that keeps it. If you have a kind of an aftertaste that wants you wanting more, or it doesn't not sour the taste, but it doesn't like leave like a weird taste on your tongue. That's how you get to the 8 range.
Oh man, so close but so far.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought overall it was pretty good. I'd like to go back there and just try out some of their different beers. Get like a flight or whatever and try some of their. They got some funky ones. They got like a saison they brew with rice and just a bunch of wild stuff. They're definitely one of those breweries that just likes to try a bunch of weird shit, and it's some of that stuff usually turns out pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if that one was almost over 8, I mean, I'm definitely interested to see what the other ones are tasting like as far as flavor wise. So
yep, they got a mimosa style ale that they do. They brew it with fresh oranges, and then they condition it with Earl Grey tea and coriander. So that one I want to try.
That's a little funky mix right there.
Yeah, it's a funky mix.
Definitely let me know if you try that one.
Yeah, I will.
And then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then not too much for the BRRs this week. We wrapped up some shows. We had The Watcher. I know you saw it. Not sure why I watched it, but that's the thing. It's based on a true story, so the ending is what it is. So I mean, I was just expecting a lot more. I thought they would have solved the case. And I know you mentioned that the people did move. They moved back in the house, right?
They never moved into the house. They bought it and they never moved in.
Oh,
and then they sold it.
I felt like they would have moved back the way that they did the show. I felt like they would have moved back into the house.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the real story, people bought the house and they did they started the renovations before they moved in. And by the time that that the renovations were going on, they started getting the letters. So they never actually moved in. They sold it for like $300,000 or $400,000 less than what they bought it for like a couple years later. So they took a big hit on it.
Yeah, man. The way the show made it seem is like, at first I thought it was the realtor that was doing everything.
Yeah.
But then it was between her and then the neighbor, because she was pissing me off, man. Like, she was always on the property.
Which one? The redhead or the other one?
No, the other one, man. And then she was calling them bad neighbors, and like, I wonder how much of that was true compared to the real story.
Yeah, I think they. I don't know how much that was true, but I do recall reading that the neighborhood was very like, it was definitely like one of those tight knit neighborhoods where everyone kind of like knew each other, and I don't think that they really liked having outsiders in there.
Yeah, because at the end of the show it's unsolved. So, but the way the show made it seem is like we knew who the culprits were. But as I said, I wonder how much of it was true, as far as the neighbor faking their death and some of that other stuff. But definitely, it was one of those weird shows too.
Yeah, the neighbor didn't fake the death. The son faked their death, which was even weirder, I think. But yeah, I don't. Those neighbors were strange. And then the John, well, I forget what they named, John Gar. What was his name?
The one that supposedly killed his family. And
yeah, so he was based on John List, the guy that did kill his family.
Mm-hmm.
But he had nothing to do with that neighborhood or anything. He was just, I think, a guy from New York who killed his family.
Yeah, it was a lot of weird stuff going on in that show, man.
Yeah.
And then for the way it ended, it's just like, all right, I just watched this and there's still no ending. Just wasted a few hours. But
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad show, but also wasn't a great show.
They just didn't tie up enough stuff, right? Like the whole like tunnel situation and then the like all the different access points in the house, like at the end there with when the realtor was living in the house and the guy comes out of the steps, like that would have been cool to see, like how did they get there, right? Like, yeah,
from the
like show it from like the other point of view, like obviously that in the tunnel or whatever, they had the guy was like sleeping down in there.
Yeah, well, like if they showed the watcher actually watching, like
right.
You would see him come up out of like the stairs or like a doorway in the house.
Exactly.
And then he just like be standing there watching over whoever it was, and then go back. So
I think that would have been cool.
But yeah, man, like I said, it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a great show. But definitely not something I'll go back to watch again.
No.
Or I'll recommend. But
I had a question for you on the end there when he's like talking to the new homeowner or whatever, and then he calls his wife and he tells her that he's driving home from his interview or whatever. Was she following him, or do you think that it was just a coincidence that she showed up because like the house just draws people to it?
Yeah, I think it was more of a coincidence that that they both, as much as they wanted to sell the house, they also loved the house. So
yeah, right.
And I felt like they felt like attached to it because they've been through all that stuff that it should have been their house. But that's what I said. It made you feel like they wanted to buy the house back, and they were gonna like spook out whoever they needed to spook out to get that house back. So
yeah.
Because when they sold it, they said that they sold it for more than what they sold it for, right?
They lost, like, I think in the movie they lost like a couple $100,000 on it.
Oh, okay. I thought they said they were going to sell it for more.
No, they had the deal, and remember, then the guy,
Oh yeah,
the realtor wrote the letter.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think in real life they lost a couple $100,000 too.
It's interesting, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And there was some other stuff in there too when the daughter called them racist and made the video. I wanted to kill her. Man. like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and just that whole thing with the girl being in the room, like I like how like that's what ticked the wife off. Like clearly the guy, the husband there is just like laying there, doesn't move a fingertip. And this girl's just like, at least on the video, is like, coming into bed with him, sitting on a chair. Like, he doesn't move an inch. And she's like, "You're out of here." And he's like, "I didn't do anything."
Yeah, in the video, he didn't do anything either. So
that's what I'm saying.
It was more of like a creepy video rather than like actual sexual videos. So I understand how she came to that conclusion that they had sex.
Yeah, I would have been like more creeped out than anything. Like, what's this person doing in my house?
Yeah, but hey, like I said, it was an okay show. But not something we would recommend. But definitely, I mean, if you got nothing else to do, then check it out. But before you do that, you got to check out some of these other shows because we had House of Dragons finish up season finale. I mean, they killed the messenger, man. How are you feeling, man, after the episode?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I think it's obviously setting up for the for next season and the battle that's going to ensue now. I did like the fact that Rhaenyra didn't go complete Daenerys on and she could have easily hopped on a couple dragons and burnt everything to shit, right? Like, but she was like, then what's the point of ruling a kingdom where there's nobody and nothing, and you're just like having to rebuild? So I did like that. But once you kill my kid, it's now it's on.
Yeah, that was the first blood has been drawn, man. So
yeah, and I know that that wasn't Aemon's plan. I think he was just being an a-hole because that's what he is. But it obviously, in the end, it's still a dragon, right? Like they're gonna do what they want to do. And if you get them all hot and lathered, this is the outcome. They're gonna, they're Rhaegar was on attack mode, and Eric didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised because I heard in the book he actually did it on purpose rather than the show. It was more of an accident, but I'm not gonna lie, I like the way the show did it because it plays on Aemon's like issues as far as him not feeling like he's enough, and then even though he's got the missing eye and now he's a so-called badass, he also is not necessarily all there, so to say.
Yeah,
he's not what he portrays deep down inside. He's still that scared little kid. So
yeah, he is, and I think that kind of came out after that. After he took down Eric's and the kid died. I think he was like, oh crap, like my joking has gone too far, and that was a huge mistake. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Some of the memes are hilarious. When they were showing when he comes back to the kingdom and they asked him how to go. It was just that face like and just went. So, but I mean, there's definitely going to be. I wonder if we're going to get much of a time jump between the finale and the first episode of next season. Because I mean, it's going to be a full-out war, man.
Oh, it totally is.
But definitely looking forward to seeing what happens. Like I said, still surprised there was no information on the Night King or no sighting of him because I felt like it
that you know of.
Yeah, so far. But as I said, maybe they get into that the first episode of next season. Because I think with the first season of Game of Thrones, I mean, they showed the Night Walkers, but they didn't really show the Night King until what, the second season or?
Yeah, I think it was the second season.
Yeah, they didn't really show them until later on. So, but they got a lot of stuff in their toolkit that they can bust out. So
yeah.
And then outside of that, started watching the probably gonna butcher this name, Parferio or something like that.
Peripheral.
Yeah, that's what's called Peripheral. Not bad, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bad show. Got a lot of action, kind of set in a little future, maybe like 2030. People have like picture like Call of Duty, Call of Duty type stuff. People would like do that online for money, and then it's kind of like a futuristic show. One of the main characters, they get approached to do a similar like job, like they think it's like a gaming system, but in all actuality, they're actually tapping into the future. So still only on episode 3 now, so still revealing a lot of stuff, but so far so good. They got a bunch of action in the first few episodes, so good acting so far. Like I said, I can't complain. I'm looking forward to see how this plays out. And I saw it's based off a book, but didn't read the book, so
yeah, I gotta check that one out.
But yeah, it's not bad, man. Definitely check it out when you have a chance. They only have a few episodes out now, and then they're dropping some more on Friday, or I think one every week. I hate that, man.
I know.
Freaking Amazon try to keep us locked in.
We get spoiled.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives me something to watch on a Friday, so definitely looking forward to it. So, then there's a bunch of other shows I wanted to check out. City on the Hill is back too. I forgot about that. And then Love Is Blind season 3. I know you started it. How do you like it so far?
I used to last night. I watched the first episode. I felt like they felt a little smarter, at least. And I felt like in the at least in the first season and maybe a little bit in the second season, it was like it's almost like the first. And I know it's the TV, whatever, but like the first person they talk to, they're like, oh, this is it. And this one, I felt like they seemed to do a little more due diligence. There's a couple, people that, they were deal breakers and they thought that they had the person they wanted, and, they got into a little more depth of conversation, and then they decided not to, go through with it. So I did see a little bit of growth in the people on there. But, ultimately it's still what it is what it is.
Yeah, man, it was I don't want to give anything away, but definitely keep watching. You see some of the same issues that the last season went through happened this season with some of the people. Don't want to give it away, but you're probably episode 3, 3 or 4. That's when you're gonna start seeing it. So that's when everybody leaves the house and they're pretty much coupled up. So
yeah.
But if I had to say, I'm probably gonna think maybe one couple will make it. I don't know about the other ones.
All right.
Well, definitely looking forward to when the shit hits the fan. So
yeah,
as bad as that sounds. And then outside of that, there was an Interview of the Vampire that started. Probably gonna try to give that a chance. And then there's a bunch of other shows coming out. Let the Right One In came out. I wanted to watch that, but didn't get a chance yet. And started Tell Me Lies. It's a show on Hulu. Seems like a teenish type of drama. I only watched the first episode, so I can't really say if it's a go or not. And then they just got some other stuff coming next month I'm looking forward to. So, and then you guys watching anything good or?
No, just did The Watcher, Love Is Blind. Trying to think of anything else. Watched The Patient for a little while. Yeah, didn't really love that one. One with Steve Carell on Hulu.
When he gets kidnapped, right?
Yeah. That was a little weird. Trying to think of anything else we were watching. I think that's it, really.
Yeah, man. I would just check out Peripheral, and then trying to think what else. Yeah, just finished up Love Is Blind, and I don't know if you finished The Mole.
No. Yeah, that one we got to get back to.
Trying to think what else was and then there's just reality TV stuff I'm watching, so that'll keep me busy for a while. So, that's pretty much it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Until next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.